Before we jump into today's show, I've got a really exciting announcement to make. The autumn cohorts for Start Your Podcast group program are now open. There are 5 dates between September and October, and it's a 6-week program that will get you launched before Christmas. So if podcasting was on your to-do list this year, if you really want to get your podcast up and done by the end of 2023, then come and join me for one of those cohorts and let's make it happen. I have a free masterclass available for you called Understanding the Power of Podcasting. You can go over to donnaeade.com/masterclass, watch the masterclass and get access to that enrollment. I hope to see you in one of the autumn cohorts very soon. That's donnaeade.com/masterclass. Let's get back to the show. Do you wake up in the morning, go through your morning routine, get to your desk or open your phone, go on your social and stare at the screen wondering, what should I post today? Or worse, you instantly start to scroll? Social media is necessary to our businesses. Couples are online searching for suppliers and wanting to find the best. That's you, my friend. So if you aren't on social media, you're missing a trick. However, it is not enough to be on social media. You have to be active and engaging. But how do you come up with something interesting every day? And how do you become productive on social media instead of procrastinating? I hear you, my friend. I struggle with the same thing. I have created a system for myself that helps me with my content, and I'll talk to you a bit about that at the end. So I'm able to create something each day, but the scroll temptation is so strong. So let me know if you've got the secret sauce to stop the scroll, because I am totally here for it. But today, what I want to do is give you 3 tips to solve your social media content requirements. So let's jump in. Tip number 1, use the hashtags. So we know that hashtags are more relevant on Instagram and on Twitter. However, they do span the whole of social media. So we have Top Tip Tuesday, Wedding Wednesday, Throwback Thursday. So those 3 give you something to talk about on 3 days out of the week. For example, Top Tip Tuesday. Can you think of 13 top tips for couples related to your area of the wedding industry? I am pretty sure that you could all do that. Now remember, most people don't see all of your posts. Couples are cycling through, they get married, they aren't watching your page anymore. So those 13 tips can actually last you the whole year. You can just keep cycling them every 13 weeks. They're not necessarily going to have seen it the first time or the second time. So, don't be afraid of repeating yourself, especially at such long intervals, because people aren't going to be paying attention. And if you use a different image each time you post that tip, it's really not going to correlate unless they did actually read the tip the first time round. So there's your first hashtag idea. On Wedding Wednesday, you can use this to share anniversary celebrations of past clients, share a story from a recent event, congratulate and shout out somebody who's recently inquired with you. All of these things are going to endear you to your clients. Then you could use Throwback Thursday to share an old blog, an old picture, and tell the story behind it. The fact that you can do this will make you attractive to new clients. The fact that you remember your clients and love on your past clients and can tell funny anecdotes from past events will endear you to potential clients. So Wedding Wednesday and Throwback Thursday are really good for maintaining connections with your past clients. So make sure that you add them as friends on Facebook so that you can tag them in these things so that they can see that you've mentioned them, and their friends will then be able to see that as well. So that's going to expand your reach and your audience. So if they're getting married, they're going to go, oh, do you know what? So-and-so's makeup lady, she's always mentioning it. Like, I've seen her mention her on Instagram, I've seen her mention her on Facebook, and her makeup was awesome on the day, so I'm going to go to her. Top tip number 2, national holidays. So I will link to the nationaltoday.com it is, and that has a list of national days. So they are all listed there, from National Donut Day to Appreciate Your Dog Day to Appreciate Your Partner Day. You know, whatever it is, there's a day for it. Use them, but don't use them all the time. Be selective. Using these holidays is great for engagement. So it was National Dog Day earlier this week, and I saw 4 of my business friends post pictures of their dog and tell their followers to share an image of their dog. And they were the most engaged posts they probably had all week. Lots of people love to share images of their pets, and the national holidays are a great way to get engagement. So it's not just about the engagement. It's not about getting 30 people to like your post or comment on your post. Yes, that's great, but at the end of the day, unless you are a pet nanny or you have a cattery or something like that, unless you are something to do with pets, National Dog Day isn't going to do much for your business in respect of that engagement. However, it puts you in front of people, and the more engagement you get on a post, the more Facebook will push that post out, or any of the other platforms. The more engagement you get, the more they will show that to people who already follow you. You know, our reach is something ridiculous, like only 10% of your audience, if that, sees any of your posts. So if you get one that's getting a lot of engagement, more people that follow you are going to see that post, and it's going to remind you to them. It's a good way of getting in front of the people that you already know, and reminding them that you're there for them. The third tip, and this is probably the most important one, write your plan. Knowing these things is fine, but if you don't actually write a plan that includes the topics you're going to write about, you're never going to follow through, and you're still going to have that issue of waking up in the morning and going, what was I going to post today? So create a spreadsheet, have 1 sheet per month and 1 line per day, and just write the gist of the topic you're going to post about on that day. For example, write out those 13 tips and then just copy and paste them into every Tuesday of every month going forward, and just keep rotating it until you've filled your Tuesdays for the year with those 13 tips. On Wedding Wednesday, go through your catalogue of clients, work out when their anniversaries are, and then choose the Wednesday that's closest to that anniversary to shout them out. Go through your Wednesdays and fill them out like that, and then you can go in and fill in any gaps with past stories or any of the other things that I mentioned earlier. You can fill in the Wednesday gaps that you have. Then go to your blog and just go back, scroll right back to the first post you ever did, and put the links in your spreadsheet on the Thursdays, so that you can just click on that blog, remind yourself what it was about, and then put a post about it. Oh, I remember this wedding so clearly. The couple did X, Y, and Z. It was amazing. And share the blog post. And that fills up your Thursdays. It does take a little time, but once you've done this, it's a repeatable process. So those anniversaries, they come round each year. And if you can say happy 2nd, happy 3rd, happy 4th, happy 5th, happy 10th anniversary to those couples, this is going to put you in front of their friends, and you are going to be remembered as the person that actually cared, cared enough to remember their anniversary. And that's going to put you in a good light with potential clients that don't even know those couples. It's like, wow, look, she remembers or he remembers. It's their 10th wedding anniversary and they're still saying happy anniversary to them. And that's going to endear you to more people. So with your blog posts, once you've got over the first year, you can literally go back to January the previous year and post about the same week, but the next year. So you can just rotate your blogs. You might find that there is something that is more topical for a certain thing, like something that's going on in the world, or something that has just blown up in your area. You might have a story that relates to that you could do a throwback Thursday. So this planning is about giving you something that you have every day that you can post. However, if there is something topical that comes up, something that you can jump on the bandwagon for and get a bit of exposure from, there is nothing stopping you pushing a post out to put something instant on. There is nothing stopping you having those 3 days. So I actually only plan my posts Monday to Friday because my audience are wedding vendors. It's you guys. So most of you actually work at the weekends. So there's not much point in me posting anything on the weekends because you're not going to see it because you're busy. So for me, those 2 days, I don't post. It may change in the future, but even if it does change, it's likely to be a more generic or personal post, or just, here I am off for lunch with my partner or whatever it is. It might be something a little bit more on the personal side because you guys aren't going to be there to interact with it anyway. So it'd just be a little update. Once you have a plan, you can readjust your plan. But if you haven't got a plan, you're just sitting there constantly wondering. So those top tips were: use your hashtags. That will fill up at least 3 days. You don't have to put hashtag Top Tip Tuesday on Facebook or hashtag Wedding Wednesday. They are just really the titles for you to know, but obviously where the hashtags are appropriate, you can use them. Top tip 2, national holidays. So don't do more than one a week, I would say, unless it is really relevant to your niche, but do use them for engagement purposes. And then the third tip, and the most important one, is to plan your social media. So I hope they help. I am actually running a workshop on the 14th of September to help you create a year's worth of content in 2 hours using my 2-step formula. It's £59, but there is a special offer for this one-off live version, and it's just £29. So the link is in the show notes. I hope to see you there. Social media is meant to be social and not cause you headaches. So join me for the workshop, get your content planned out and sorted, and then you can enjoy the social side of social media. So I hope that has helped you guys. I will speak to you again next week. Have a great weekend. Bye for now. Don't forget to hit those stars and leave a review of the podcast where you listen if you found value in what you heard today. It's a free way you can help the podcast reach more people just like you.